I was recovering from a car accident, and one of my sisters kept the art form in the family, and so she would drop off dolls and say, "Here, dress these." And then eventually, as I was recovering, I was trying to study stories, and I decided to make dioramas to represent what I was learning in those stories.
In Six Nations lies a small boutique with a big meaning. Elizabeth Dockstetter runs the Everything Cornhusk shop in Ohsweken. The store is filled with small figures of different sizes that she makes by hand.
It was really understanding the importance of Cornhusk. So Cornhusk comes to us from the time of creation, and at that time, that corn grew from the grave of Sky Woman's daughter, and that Cornhusk protected those seeds from that time till now. So we understand that Cornhusk is a protector. So when I started making the dolls, it was like really trying to use those forms as a way to protect the stories and those teachings. So that was the first part. Then the second part is like really trying to envision what something might have looked like that is told as a story, right? And so trying to picture it then, and then matching those things up, right? So it's like that process, and then using what they call artistic license to try to portray it in a way that will be understandable for everyone. Well, the one of the main stories about the Cornhusk doll is that if you look at them, you'll see that they're all faceless. And so the story was about a Cornhusk doll being sent to the people to help with their children while they were out doing their work. And that she was really beautiful. And a lot of people would comment on that. And then after a while, she spent more time admiring herself by the water than actually doing her work. So then she was called back and told that you were sent there to do certain things and you've neglected that. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you a different job now, and your job is going to remind people about humility. So you're going to be kind of like a medicine for the people to remember that you're given duties, and so you need to fulfill those duties, and it's more important what you do than what you look like.
It's important that this culturally significant practice is done with honesty and integrity when creating the pieces. The dolls are meant to have authenticity and accuracy attached to them, and when they are created under false meanings, it damages the meaning and significance behind them.
Like anyone doing it is going to be different than someone from our communities, that's carrying on something that's an ancestral tradition. So first of all, you hear interpretations of the stories and you hear other people taking credit for it, right? So you'll hear like, that, oh, our traditional Cornhusk dolls, and it's like, no, they never had Cornhusk dolls. So part of it is really rooting yourself in that authenticity of what you're making and why you're making it. So if you're making it as a hobby, say that, right? If you're making it as carrying on a tradition, then say that. And if it's not your tradition, say that too. And this is just like for myself, is when they talk about that condolence and wiping the tears from your eyes, right? And so part of that is, as an artist, creating things that are beautiful, creating things that are meaningful, so that we don't compromise the integrity of your lifted grief. So things that we create with Cornhusk should be things that teach you something in a good way, like drops of medicine in your eyes.
The dolls are made from a white corn husk properly dried and cured to prevent any kind of mold or rot. Then they are soaked to make them more malleable so that they can be made into the shapes and figures that are important to that individual.
The way I understand that two-row is that every strand of that two-row represents another generation of our people. And so if the teaching in there is that our people are in a canoe, every generation is preparing to take that paddle, right? So reconciliation is about having that canoe damaged by that ship on that other line in that Turo Wampum. Severely damaged, knocked off course, things are stolen from it. So reconciliation is the people that are in that ship now saying, hey, we feel really bad about smashing in your canoe and doing all that damage and stealing all that stuff and knocking you out of that nice calm water into these rocky waters, and we feel so bad that we need you to help us not feel so bad. And it's like, hey, we're kind of busy. We're kind of busy trying to retrieve those things that were stolen. We're kind of busy repairing our canoe and getting back into calm waters. So this is my one little drop of retrieving something that could have been taken away and could have been lost forever. So it is connected to that.
Everything Cornhusk is located right in Ohsweken in the Iroquois Village Center. at 1721 Chiefswood Road. You can find out everything about her store on her Facebook page, Everything Cornhusk. Elizabeth also works with a local youth artist group focused on keeping their traditions and culture alive and well. The group of 6 is holding a coloring book event at the Woodland Cultural Center in Brantford. All proceeds go directly towards the artists and their cause. The event is this coming Thursday, March 28th at 3 p.m. For more information, visit Elizabeth's Facebook page, Everything Cornhusk, or the group's Facebook page, Group of 6. For your region this week, I'm Robert Kubbinga.